ever notice how you'll really love to do something but procrastinate getting started? Or that you'd be really excited to go somewhere but take forever to leave the house? Or maybe how it's difficult to get out of your cozy bed in the morning, but when you do, you're happy to go about your day. So in this video, we're going to explore why transitions of all kinds are so hard for highly sensitive folks and what you can do about it. So, one of the lesser known parts about being highly sensitive is the struggle with transitions or moving between one task, place, or activity to another. And there are so many of these that happen every single day. This is why getting out of bed in the morning, moving from the car to your house when you get home, or getting out of the shower once you're in there, it can take a really long time. So, whether you're getting started, or you're wrapping up something, you may notice that you feel stuck or frozen. You don't really want to move from where you're at or what you're doing into the next activity. It may be really hard to make that transition. And it's kind of ironic that you may drag your feet going to work, but once you're there, it's difficult to leave. You may feel stuck. Even if what's on the other side of transitioning is actually positive, it can often still feel difficult for highly sensitive folks. So maybe you're excited to go to your favorite restaurant with your favorite person, but the thought of getting ready to leave the house feels really hard and you procrastinate getting started. But once you're there, you have a great time and you leave feeling so grateful that you went. And you might beat yourself up for procrastinating, for being lazy, or feeling anxious. It can be really hard to be in those spaces. But remember that there's more to the story. As a highly sensitive person, your brain is wired to engage in so much processing and reflecting before every single decision, every single one of these transitions that you make. HSPs have nervous systems that observe every little detail, soak it up like a sponge. You think through all of your actions thoroughly before you even get started. And you're wired to do things right the first time, so you have fewer mistakes. This is also why you might get overstimulated when you're trying to multitask or you're trying to focus or concentrate in a noisy environment, whether that's work or a coffee shop or even your house. Your sensitive system picks up on so much information around you and it's processing it all at length, trying to figure out what does it mean? Is there any detail I need to remember for next time that I need to stash away? And did anything feel unsafe or uncomfortable here that I might want to avoid next time? And how can I make this situation better going forward so I don't feel this way again? So I'm just wondering if this reminds you of anything. Because your brain is a busy bee. The more changes that you go through in a day, the more tired your brain is going to be. So instead of being hard on yourself for moving too slowly, for letting yourself stay stuck, for rushing to do more, overbooking your schedule, how can you honor your need for slower transitions, for fewer transitions? You could start by cramming less into your day, taking a moment to pause between activities, or reminding yourself that you need more time to warm up and get started or move from one thing to the next, giving yourself that space, building that in to your schedule, into your day, into your routine. So one way this shows up for me is whenever I sit down to write, whether it's journaling for myself or blog posts or writing book pages, I always struggle to get started. There's always that transition time. There's an initial feeling of resistance, sometimes really strong resistance, and then pressure to organize all my thoughts into something insightful and cohesive. I put a lot of pressure on myself. But instead of giving up, I have a little conversation in my mind and remind myself of why this is happening, that I need more transition time and in everything, right? Not just writing, but this shows up everywhere. So then I'll get out my supplies, allow myself time to think about what I'm about to do to process a little bit. And then a few minutes of reflecting, it allows me to settle in. And then once I have that space to do that, I can easily get started. So with time to ease in, I feel more relaxed, I feel more focused, and then I can write for hours, sometimes half a day or all day or even multiple days in a row. So next time you're feeling stuck in procrastination mode before an activity, an event, a daily transition, just take a moment to slow down and notice. Do I need anything about this to be different? But if I experienced something like this in the past, what was the result? What messages am I going that are going through my mind about what I'm about to do? And are there any words of encouragement or reminders that I can offer myself that I know about myself? Transitions are often thought of as big life events, moving, starting a new job, those kinds of things. But there are tons of small changes throughout every single day. And each time a highly sensitive person goes through one of these transitions, your brain is going to want to pause, reflect, even if just for a few seconds, on what's about to happen to figure it out. So whether you're getting out of bed in the morning, you're trying to leave for work, you're starting a book or a TV show, you may find yourself struggling, maybe in a subtle way or a more obvious level, but just to know there's nothing wrong with you. This is just how your brain works. Give yourself permission to slow down, to ease in, to take a different approach to getting started, and ultimately reduce that amount of task switching that you do throughout the day. That's going to help a lot. So putting a lot of same tasks together throughout the week will reduce transitions. So feel free to share your own experiences with procrastination and this process and what helps you get unstuck. I'd love to hear in the comments below. Then you can check the description. There's more resources for HSPs, including my free sensitive self-care workshop. And I just want to thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.